Good Friday morning, everybody. Hope you're doing well. As I prepare for my work day, for my work weekend, it's just about, I think the Lord of the past few days, as I spoke yesterday and maybe the day before too, about renewing our mind. Yesterday, I spoke about Genesis 3 and how the enemy comes in and starts to say, did God really say that? When we go to the Word, we start to store the Word in our hearts. We start to have a relationship with Jesus, as John 17 speaks about. I think it's very important, very vital that we make this right here, the infallible Word of God, if that's what you believe, and as a Christian, as a believer of Christ, that's what you should believe. 66 books written over a spread of 1,500 years by so many different authors. So many different cross references. Jesus came and fulfilled all the prophecies that were written about in this book. Then we should definitely build our life, our foundation, our families on the Word of God. Psalm 119, verses 9 through 11. Go read Psalm 119. It's really, really long psalm, but you can break it up in pieces and just let it digest. How can a young man keep his way pure? There's a question mark there. By guarding it according to your word. And it says here in verse 10, Psalm 119, verse 10, with my whole heart I seek you. Let me not wander from your commandments. Verse 11, I have stored up your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. On this Friday morning, January 3rd, 2025, with our whole hearts, let us seek the Lord. Let us wake up and just have a little bit of quiet time as you're getting ready for work, and maybe you're in a full house where there's a lot of noise. Maybe wake up a few minutes early. Or maybe after you drop your kids off and you're on your way to work or you're on your way to wherever you're going this morning, just sit with the Lord for a few moments. I think it's a great way to start our day is when we can, with our whole heart, seek Him and let us not wander away from His Word, what His Word says we should do, what His Word says we should be, how His Word says we should live. Is truly sitting with Christ every single day. I've said it many times as I sit here at my kitchen table and there's 4 chairs surrounding me. I can wake up and I can get busy like I do sometimes, or like we all do sometimes, where I can go, you know what, I'm going to sit with Christ because He's sitting right across from me. As I wake up and I walk through that door of my bedroom into the kitchen, Jesus is sitting there waiting, saying, hey, let's meet for a few moments. Let's have a cup of coffee together. And I imagine Christ loves coffee. He's my best friend, why wouldn't He? And He says, let's talk, Chad. Let me hear your heart. Let me pour out my heart to you. Today, as you go about your Friday, as you go into your weekend, sit with the Lord, give Him your whole heart. Be sure that you, as verse 11 says, stored up your word in my heart that I might not sin against you. When we start to build our lives on the Word of God, the rest of the things that used to entice us, that the enemy starts to get into our mind and tell us that we're filthy rags, it's a lie, because we're storing the Word of God in our hearts. I love you guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. See you.